judicial independence. I think you can see what's been going up at the Supreme Court in terms of the threats made against the justices. One thing people have to remember is a lot of times what we are doing is we're interpreting the law. It doesn't matter who the individual is. And I think that's extremely important. They were laying down rules of law. Case everybody hates, Roe versus Wade. By the time we got to the Supreme Court, it was not about Roe, because it takes more than 9 months to get something to the Supreme Court. It was about the law. People lose sight of that. That's what we are about. We are about the law and deciding what the law is. Because if you're a true judge, if you're a conservative judge, you're going to apply the law the same way to everybody in every case, and not apply it because of who the individual is.
My closing, I would just like for you all to think and know when you leave here how important it is to have good, strong judges. We've got so many people, when you go to the polls, they don't even turn the ballot over. And it's just so important for our society to have judges that are strong, that have experience, that are fair, that work hard. I truly believe that the whole system is so interdependent, and it's dependent on us having good, strong judges. And so I hope that you will pass the word, that when people ask or say, I don't know anybody that's running, I'm not going to vote in that race, that you impress upon them how important it is to make sure that we have judges that do apply the law as written, that aren't up there trying to change the law and be legislators instead of judicial officials. So those are my closing thoughts.
As an attorney in private practice in Charlotte and in Yadkin County for 28 years, I bring a different perspective to the Court of Appeals. As the oldest of 5 children, I firmly believe in fairness and impartiality. As one of the longest serving judges on our appellate courts, I offer experienced leadership. I'm currently serving my 4th term on the Sentencing Commission. I'm a vice president of the North Carolina Bar Association, and Chief Justice Newby just appointed me to the Family Advisory Council. I've authored almost 600 opinions, which you can review at nccourts.org. In each, I've held fast to the principle that the Court of Appeals is an error-correcting court. We do not make policy or law. I would greatly appreciate your vote and your support. We have a great slate of Republican candidates, and we could really use your help in getting the word out. Thank you.
My name is Tom Murray. I'm running for the North Carolina Court of Appeals. My guiding principle when I get the chance to serve you as a judge in the Court of Appeals is based on Micah 6:8. We're going to act justly, we're going to love mercy, and walk humbly with my God. And I think that's the guiding principle that you want to see when you're considering a judicial official. I've got the right experience as a state prosecutor, as an Army veteran, as a former legislator, and this is what I'm going to ask you to do. We've got a stack of these cards in the back. When you hand this card to someone at the polls on election day or at an early voting site or at church, and you say, I want you to make sure you know who our statewide judicial candidates are. When you hand that to someone, you are creating an informed voter. Judicial races are low information races, but high importance races. When you help inform the voters, you're taking that issue off the table. And I think that's why this club has been so successful for over 20 years, is you help elect candidates in a tough Wade County environment. Now, how do you do that? You've got to get out there and actually inform the voters. And I think you can have an outsized influence in this election cycle on these judicial races here in Wade County, the battleground county for our country. These races are that important, and we've got the materials and we're ready to assist you to distribute these.
Chris, while you're thinking what to say, Tom, are you going to have somebody at the exit handing something out to everyone?
Mason Tilley.
Okay. And will everyone take one of those?
Sure. Yes.
Two salts. Will everyone take one?
Yes.
Good, Chris?
All right, well, I especially want to thank each of you for what you do. Nobody up here can do this without you. It's a big state. We need all the help we can get. That is just what Thomas just said. You gotta pass the word. I appreciate every one of y'all for being here. We've done a good job in this state of electing rigorous judges from the county level, state level, and that's who we are. We're asking for your help, and, you know, I gotta share a little testimony with you. I'm not a preacher, I'm not a preacher, but, you know, I had this thing called primary, and they told me I had to raise all this money. And I think I raised about $26,000, maybe a little more, and I won 90 of 100 counties. So I say that to say this: if you have faith and you work hard and you do what you gotta do, you get with the right team, you gotta get behind it. When you do, you can't stop it. So this state is gonna be okay. This country's gonna be okay. Like Tom, I'll say I got the experience to this with 8 years as a prosecutor, almost 10 as a judge, and I think it was 2013, 11 plus years as a JAG in the Air Force. And it's an honor to put on that uniform. We don't have to do it, we choose to do it. And it's an honor to put on that robe. We don't have to do that either, we choose to do it. Now, I think the question, how do you deal with stress, is important, because it's not the most easy job in the world sometimes. Come hang out with us, go to lunch, it's kind of lonely sometimes. We don't go to lunch with court officials because we don't want to give the appearance of impropriety and impartiality. We want to be impartial, we don't give the appearance that we're doing anything wrong. So, thank you, and please look up ChrisReamerForJudge.com. Thank you.